So hello young ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So now for this video, I just don't want you to listen, but I also want you to think. Think a little bit about your own life back in time. I am hopeful that if you're watching this video, you're at least 16 years old. If not, if you're older, well, it's good, it's better. But if you're younger, well, don't worry, you still have a lot to see and a lot to think of. Just go a little back in time. And now let's imagine when you were in your 8th standard, just about when you hit your puberty. I bet each and every one of us had a crush on some girl, right? On some chick. And later on, what happened? Our crush just shifted naturally. And you probably didn't even notice when you stopped liking that girl which you were obsessed with and you started liking a different girl, right? I mean, it all happens. We've all been there, we've all done that. And it's not really something that you're necessarily to be ashamed of, because I honestly think so. Love in itself is kinda a vague factor. I mean, I used to call it a fake factor, but again, I just prefer the word vague instead of the word fake at this point. Why, you ask me? See, I'm just so confused. Because how did we all fall in love with random girls? Because they were cute? Well, okay. Because they spoke nice, because they cared about you, because they did this, because they did that, blah blah blah. Okay. All that is fine. But who told you that if a girl cares for you, you should end up loving her? Who told you that if a girl is cute, you end up loving her? Well, you like her, of course, that you can feel on yourself, but who decides if that liking is just a matter of, I would say, impress moments, or was it actually love? I mean, of course, there is something called infatuation. People know the distinction, but you accept it as love and you just take it in so deep until, out of no reason, without no guarantee, without any sort of evaluations, you committed yourself to something that you know you can probably not handle or not take care of, right? So now what happens? It breaks. That's what's going to happen. It eventually breaks. The problem is, after it breaks, you get a lot of post-breakup clarity, is what I will call it. And you sense that you made some fucking mistakes and you just ended up in the place you are because you chose a bundle of fuck-ups instead of rational decisions, right? And at this point, you also get to see that, oh fuck, you can actually change it, because not just you, but there's millions of people out there who've done the same thing and moved on like it never happened. So now all of a sudden, what you've done, what you've gone through, what you feel ashamed of is validated, and it's nothing. You were in a relationship, you thought it was going to work out, you explored a certain amount of feelings and emotions, you along with the girl, I mean intentional or unintentional, explored a little depth, and all of a sudden it hit you deeply that, fuck, this is not going to work out. And if you're lucky, you both get a clean exit, you both understand mutually that, okay, this is not going to work out between us, and you got separated. And then what? You're gonna cry over her the entire life? Well, even if you decide to, the society will not let you. And trust me, your mind and your body and your heart is aching and craving for someone to come and tell you you were not wrong. And when the whole world comes and tells you you're not wrong, who are you going to believe? Yourself or the world? Of course, isn't it obvious? The world. So now the problem is that it becomes normal. Breaking up, falling in love again. Breaking up again, falling in love again. Breaking up again and fucking falling in love again becomes the new normal. This opens the doors for the hookup culture. This opens the door for casual dates, for casual sex. And honestly, I feel angered, I feel agitated, and I feel kinda, I would say, I'm taking a stance against all this because these are against my ethics. But if you observe carefully, it's not about ethics, it's about what we consider to be ethics. I've considered a certain standards, a certain elements, a certain principles to be my ethics. It may not be necessarily the same for you, so you're good. You have different ethics, so you have different choices, you have different lifestyle. Everything makes sense. I mean, now even Bumble, knowingly that people of age 16, like minors, use that app. We all know that. We're not going to act like we don't know just because we shouldn't act like we know, right? That's how I hope it comes across as. But Bumble has a section called ethical non-monogamy, which is basically you cheating on your marriage or your relationship. Basically, a sort of commitment that you took or you gave to someone else with the ethical manner. I mean, seriously, what the fuck is ethical in this, right? If you're going through that in your mind, you're probably someone who's adopted the same principles as me to be your ethics. Well, leaving all this aside, getting to the point, the problem really is not about you loving someone. The problem is really about you not knowing what real love is. This may sound like an old classic advice of it's not love but it's just infatuation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, do you really know what you like and what it means for you if you like something? Or have you just adopted the labels and the narratives given by the society just because you see a hint of emotions or a hint of clues that are thrown to you by the society? That's my only question to you. Think a little. There's no harm in thinking. Think a little for yourself, for at least. You don't have to think for me. You don't have to think for the others. Honestly, even if you think for others, it's not going to make a big difference at all. Think for yourself. It's almost like I'm giving you the advice of that penguin. If you guys are aware of that nihilist penguin, it was an old documentary, but nowadays in 2026 January, it's going a lot viral. And it's going a lot viral for one line, where the narrator of the documentary says, in a classic dramatic tone, but why? And that's exactly what I'm asking you. Why stick to the emotions, or I would say the emotional labels thrown at you by the society instead of thinking for yourself? Why? Now I'll leave you with that. Have a good time. I know I've coughed a little bit in this video, but honestly, I've got dry cough. I couldn't hold myself back from, talking to you guys. Because I'm not really talking, you see, I'm asking you. I'm confused. This is not a channel where I tell you what to do. I suggest you what to do. No, I don't do that. We talk, we learn, we build together. That's how we fucking roll. Now, obviously, I don't want you to not know what I'm going to talk about further because I myself don't know. So, I would say I would suggest to subscribe to this channel so that you are aware of what I'm going to post next once I post it. And you can be a part of this too, honestly. So, yeah, thank you. Do not forget to think on what I've asked you.